Good morning, everyone. I'm excited to welcome you all today. We are about to explore an important skill, mastering English editing. This presentation is specially designed for Class 9 CBSE students. The title you see is Mastering English Editing, a guide for Class 9 CBSE students. Throughout this session, we will cover key tips and techniques to improve your editing skills, making your English language work clearer and more effective. Let's get started and make editing easier and more enjoyable for you. Welcome to our second slide. Today, we're going to explore some essential aspects of English editing that can really elevate your writing. We'll start with avoiding common mix-ups in word choice, which might seem simple but can make a big difference in clarity. Then, we'll take a deep dive into grammar, focusing on subject-verb agreement. This is crucial for clear, correct sentences. Next, we'll look at prepositions and how they connect ideas smoothly and logically. We'll also identify key areas of focus when editing, so you know where to pay close attention. Practicing these skills regularly helps you improve and move closer to perfection. We'll also discuss the importance of punctuation, which guides the reader through your message effortlessly. Then, we'll cover the nuances of articles like a, n, and the small words, but with big impact. We'll clarify what English editing really involves, making sure you understand its purpose. Additionally, understanding verb tenses ensures your writing is consistent and accurate across time frames. All of these points tie into the overall goal of refining your writing to communicate more effectively and confidently. Welcome to this essential guide for Class 9 CBSE English Editing. Today, I will walk you through the key principles and common pitfalls that you need to watch out for when editing a text. Our main focus will be on helping you identify and correct grammatical errors, spelling mistakes, punctuation issues, and inaccuracies in word choice. By mastering these skills, you'll be able to make every sentence clear, meaningful, and grammatically correct. This session is designed to equip you with practical tips that you can apply to improve your editing skills and ensure your writing is polished and professional. English editing is a meticulous process where we carefully review a piece of writing to improve its clarity, coherence, and correctness. It's about making sure the message is clear and easy to understand. During editing, we critically examine the text, looking for errors or issues that might obscure the meaning or detract from the overall quality of communication. This involves correcting grammar, fixing awkward phrasing, and ensuring consistency throughout. Remember, good editing isn't just about fixing mistakes. It's about refining the writing so that it communicates its ideas effectively and professionally. This process is essential, especially when we aim to make our writing impactful and credible. It ties into the overall theme of effective communication, which is at the heart of everything we do. Let's take a closer look at the key principles of editing. First, we have grammatical accuracy. This means making sure our sentences follow the rules of English grammar, which helps make our writing professional and credible. When our grammar is correct, our ideas come across clearly and are easier to understand. Next, we focus on clarity of expression. This involves ensuring that each sentence is simple and direct, so there's no confusion or ambiguity. We want our readers or audience to grasp our message without any doubt. Finally, there's precision in language. This means every word should serve a purpose. We select our words carefully to convey exactly what we mean, avoiding unnecessary or vague language. When we do this well, our writing is concise and impactful. Together, these principles support our overall goal, communicating ideas effectively and professionally. By paying attention to these key points, we can improve the quality of our writing and ensure our message is clear and persuasive. Now, let's look at the key areas of focus in editing. Editing isn't just about fixing typos or grammatical errors. It involves several crucial aspects of language that are essential for producing high-quality written work. By understanding these areas, you'll be better equipped to approach any editing task systematically and confidently. These key areas serve as a roadmap, guiding you through the process to ensure your writing is clear, coherent, and polished. As we go through each point, keep in mind how they connect to the overall goal of effective communication. Mastering these aspects will help you craft writing that truly engages and informs your audience. Now let's take a closer look at some key areas of writing. First, we have sentence structure. This is all about following the rules that govern how sentences are built, including verb forms and how we use words properly. Crafting sentences that are clear, logical, and coherent helps our readers follow our message easily. Next is grammar. This focuses on selecting the most appropriate words and ensuring they fit together correctly. Proper grammar helps us communicate our ideas precisely and professionally. Then there's word choice. Choosing the right words is crucial because it conveys our intended meaning and tone. Picking the most suitable words makes our writing more impactful and accurate. Finally, punctuation. Using commas, periods, question marks, and other symbols correctly is essential for clarity. Proper punctuation guides the reader through our sentences and prevents confusion. And last but not least, spelling. Correct spelling is fundamental to readability and professionalism. Misspelled words can distract the reader and undermine our credibility. Together, these areas of focus form the foundation for effective writing, supporting the overall goal of clear and professional communication. Subject-verb agreement is a fundamental rule in English grammar that we all need to understand. It basically means that the verb you use in a sentence has to match the subject in number. So, if the subject is singular, the verb must also be singular. And if the subject is plural, then the verb should be plural as well. This rule helps keep our sentences clear and grammatically correct. It might seem simple, but it's crucial because it ensures that our communication makes sense and sounds natural. Remember, paying attention to whether your subject is singular or plural will guide you to choose the right verb form. This concept ties into the overall theme of mastering grammar rules to improve our writing and speaking skills. All right, let's look at how the subject influences the verb in a sentence. When the subject is plural, the verb must also be plural to match. For example, if we say, "The cat sleeps soundly," we're using a plural subject with a plural verb. On the other hand, if we have a plural subject like "the boys," the correct form of the verb is "are playing," not "is playing." So it becomes "the boys are playing." Now, when the subject is singular, the verb needs to be singular as well. For instance, "The cat sleeps soundly." You see how the singular subject, cat, pairs with the singular verb, sleeps. This is a fundamental rule in English grammar, and it helps keep our sentences clear and correct. Remember, matching the subject and verb correctly is essential for proper communication and understanding. It ties into the overall theme of mastering sentence structure to improve your writing and speaking skills. Let's talk about verb tense. Tense indicates when an action or state of being happens. Using the correct tense is really important because it helps us convey the timeline of events clearly and accurately. In English, we primarily have three main tenses: past, present, and future. Each of these tenses also has its own variations, which we use depending on the context. Understanding these tenses and how to use them properly is essential for effective communication, especially when we're telling stories, explaining processes, or describing plans. So, keeping tense in mind will help your writing and speaking become more precise and easier for your audience to follow. Now let's take a closer look at the examples of verb tenses. First, we have the past tense, which describes actions that already happened. For example, "She went to school yesterday." This tells us that the action took place in the past. Next, we have the present tense. This tense describes actions that are happening now, happen regularly, or are generally true. For instance, "She goes to school every day." It indicates a habitual action or a general fact that is always true. Finally, there's the future tense, which is used to describe actions that will happen later. For example, "She will go to school tomorrow." Notice how "will go" shows the action is planned or expected to occur in the future. Understanding these three tenses, past, present, and future, helps us communicate clearly about when things happen. It's a fundamental part of mastering verb usage in English and connecting actions to time frames. Articles are small but mighty words that come before nouns to help us define their specificity. They might be tiny, but they play a crucial role in making our writing clear and precise. Using the correct article, whether it's a, an, or the, is really important. It helps us avoid confusion and ensures our message is understood exactly as we intend. For example, choosing a or an depends on whether the noun starts with a consonant or vowel sound, while the refers to something specific that both the speaker and listener know about. So, mastering these nuances of articles is key to polished, accurate communication. Remember, the right choice of article ties directly into the overall theme of clarity and precision in our writing. Now let's look at the use of the indefinite articles, a and an. A is used before singular nouns that start with a consonant sound, like a cat or a house. On the other hand, an is used before singular nouns that begin with a vowel sound, such as an apple or an hour. It's important to remember that the choice depends on the sound, not necessarily the letter. Moving on, the definite article, the, is used when you're talking about a specific noun or one that has been mentioned before. For example, you might say the sun or the book you lent me. Understanding these types of articles, indefinite, a and an, and the definite, the, helps us communicate more clearly and precisely. They are small words, but they play a big role in making our sentences understandable and natural. Prepositions are words that show the relationship between a noun or pronoun and other words in a sentence. They help us understand how different parts of a sentence connect. Often, prepositions indicate location like on, in, or at. They can also show direction, such as toward or into, as well as time, like before or after. Additionally, prepositions can express the manner in which something is done, for example, by or with. It's important to remember that incorrect preposition usage can cause confusion or lead to misunderstandings. For instance, saying interested on instead of interested in can make your message unclear. So, mastering prepositions is key to clear and effective communication. This is especially relevant as we look at how ideas connect in writing and speech, reinforcing the overall theme of clarity in our language. Now let's look at some common examples of prepositions and how they describe different relationships. When we talk about asterisk asterisk location asterisk, prepositions like at noon, on Monday, or during the summer specify asterisk when something happens or an asterisk exact point in time asterisk. They help us set the scene for events. Moving on to asterisk time asterisk, prepositions such as to the store, through the tunnel, or into the water indicate movement or direction, showing us where someone or something is headed or moving through. And finally, for asterisk asterisk direction, prepositions like in the box, on the table, or under the chair tell us where something is positioned relative to another object. These examples highlight how prepositions are versatile tools for describing location, time, and direction, key elements in clear communication. As we continue, remember how these different types of prepositions help us paint a complete picture in our sentences. One of the trickiest aspects of editing is distinguishing between words that sound alike or look similar but have different meanings. These common confusions, often involving homophones or near homophones, can significantly alter the meaning of a sentence if misused. For example, words like there, or accept and accept can easily trip us up. It's crucial to pay close attention to these words because using the wrong one can change the entire message you're trying to convey. This is why careful word choice is so important in editing. By mastering these common mix-ups, we ensure our writing is clear, accurate, and professional. Remember, a small mistake with a word can lead to big misunderstandings, so always double-check those tricky pairs. This attention to detail really ties into our overall goal of producing polished, effective communication. Let's go over some common confusions in English that can trip us up. First, we have effect versus affect. Effect is usually a noun and it means a result or outcome. For example, the effect was immediate. Affect, on the other hand, is typically a verb meaning to influence something, like in the weather will affect our plans. Remember, effect is the result, and effect is the influence. Next up, we have the trio of two, and two. These words sound alike but have different meanings. Two is simply the number two, as in two apples. Two means also or excessively, like me too, or it's too cold. And to is a preposition used to show direction or purpose, such as go to the store. Finally, let's clarify there, and there. There is possessive, meaning something belongs to them, like it's their car. There refers to a place or is used as an introductory word, like there is a cat over there. And there is a contraction of they are, as in they're going home. Understanding these distinctions helps us communicate more clearly and avoid common mistakes that can confuse our readers or listeners. Punctuation marks are like the traffic signals of writing. They help guide our readers through the sentences smoothly. Think of commas, periods, question marks, and others as signals that tell the reader when to pause, when to emphasize a point, or how different ideas relate to each other. Correct punctuation isn't just about rules, it's about making our writing clear and easy to understand. Without it, messages can be misinterpreted or confusing. So, paying attention to punctuation is essential for effective communication, especially when we want to make sure our ideas are conveyed accurately and professionally. Let's talk about the key punctuation marks we use in English. First, apostrophes. They are essential for contractions like it's for it is, and for showing possession, such as the student's book. Remember, apostrophes help make our writing clearer and more natural. Next, periods. These indicate the end of a declarative sentence or an imperative statement. When you finish a statement or give a command, you use a period to signal that you're done. Question marks are a bit different. They signify a direct question like, what time is it? They help your reader know you're asking something, not making a statement. Finally, commas. These are incredibly versatile. They separate items in a list, set off introductory clauses, or join independent clauses with a conjunction. Proper use of commas makes your writing easier to read and understand. Overall, mastering these punctuation marks is crucial because they guide the reader through your message clearly. They are the tools that help us write more effectively and communicate our ideas smoothly. Mastering English editing is really about consistent practice. The more you engage with different types of texts, the more your skills will improve. Actively seeking out errors in your writing or others helps sharpen your eye for detail. It's also a great way to deepen your understanding of grammatical rules and linguistic nuances that might otherwise seem complex. Remember, every mistake you find is actually an opportunity to learn and grow. The key is to keep practicing regularly, because perfection in editing doesn't happen overnight. This ongoing effort ties back to the overall goal of becoming more confident and precise in your English communication. So, keep at it, stay curious, and view each correction as a step closer to mastery. Let's look at some effective strategies for improvement. First, working through regular exercises from textbooks and online resources helps build your editing skills and reinforces your understanding. Second, reviewing your own writing is crucial. Practice self-editing on your assignments and personal notes to catch mistakes and refine your work. Third, paying close attention to grammar and punctuation in everything you read sharpens your eye for correctness and style. And finally, don't hesitate to seek feedback from peers or teachers. Their insights can offer valuable perspectives and help you see areas for growth. By consistently applying these strategies, you'll not only excel in your Class 9 CBSE English editing tasks, but also become a more proficient and confident writer. Remember, the key is to stay engaged and keep practicing these habits regularly.